Hi guys, welcome to another beer review. I was initially, even though it would have been a change of plan, was going to do my review of the Sierra Nevada Celebration Ale because it's a bit past its prime, I think, and it was a really hot day today outside. But a couple of hours ago, it started to become gloomy again, storming. There's been loads of storms around Europe, it seems. So I thought I'd go on with what I was going to initially record, and this is the final beer review for now anyway for Spital, and this is the Roggenbock, which is clocking in at 6.9%. Now Roggen is rye, so it's a bock brewed with rye, and just like the other beers, I've already pretty much drank the other three, even though one of them, when my family were here for breakfast one day, having beer with your breakfast, fair enough, and my dad mistakenly picked up the Roggenbock and he tried drinking it, and this was after a big session, and apparently it didn't go down well, which is completely understandable because it's a very heavy beer, especially this one, even though not too high on the ABV, but the style itself is very heavy, and when you put like a rye stuff in there, rye stuff, I can imagine on it's not exactly good for a hair of the dog kind of thing. But yeah, I've had a couple and I've enjoyed them, just casually. So it's about time that I do a proper beer review, and hopefully this will be the only take you're seeing. So this beer was brewed, it's a Jubiläumsbier. They're like a Jubilee anniversary sort of beer to celebrate 500 years of the purity laws. Now a lot of breweries have been doing that in Germany, naturally. There are people on both sides of the fence who say it's a good thing, but then you've got a lot of German brewers who are rebelling against it because on the one hand, purity laws, it means high level of product, high quality of product using a specific amount of ingredients, and of course, look at the German brewing heritage. But on the other hand, it also sort of hinders creativity and experimentation. So you find that a lot of breweries now, first one that springs to mind is Sebastian over at Freigeist Bierkultur, who are almost rebelling against the Reinheitsgebot and coming up with some very unique and special beers indeed. So it's I don't know which side I fall on, really. I mean, I love craft brewing. I love breweries and brewers that do something a little bit different, take different unique spins on a certain style or create new styles. But I've drank so many good German beers that I don't know. A part of me enjoys it. Part of me can see why some people would be pissed off. But anyway, because I'm pretty much guessing that this would be classed as a wheat bock. That's it, not rye stuff. Rye wheat, obviously. So yeah, using my wheat beer glass, which I've not used for a while. I've not actually drank much wheat beers, to be honest, over the past few months. And beer in a glass. I don't know if you can hear that, but that carbonation is very evident, and it's streaming in the glass, and just pouring it all in there. You can really hear that. I hope you can pick that up on camera. But yeah, beer in a glass, and yeah, look at that. That is, you can't see anything through that, but it's remarkably pale. It's got like a nice orangey, murky sort of copper colour. And yeah, like I was saying, it's a heavy beer and it just looks heavy. Just look at all that haze. And you can see little bits and bobs in there as well. Nice amount of sedimentation. I know some people don't like it with all the yeast and that sort of stuff in a bottle, but it's all good for you at the end of the day, and it all adds for flavour. Even though I've had some beers where there's been like a big amount of gunk like that in the bottom, which of course I'm a bit more liberal, or conservative I should say, with how much you put in. But for a beer like this, I'm just going to give it all. And yeah, no head at all on this one. It dissipated really quickly, but yeah, nice murky colour. Some might not really like that, but really nice orange tones, especially looking at the camera now. So anyway, on the aroma, and you're picking up that rye. You're picking up like a banana bread. It's very wheaty. Slight smells of yeast as well. Banana bread. And you can actually pick up the hops as well. It sort of reminds me on the aroma of Schneiderweiss's Unser Aventinus, which is a spectacular beer. And I'm not, I've said it countless times, I'm not the biggest fan of wheat beers. It's just a style that literally doesn't sit right with me if I drink, too much of it. I could have like 5 or 6 lagers and probably feel a bit groggy the next morning, but if that was 5 or 6 wheat beers, I'm just bloated. It's just nasty. I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, anyway, it smells really nice. Yeah, remarkably fruity actually. Not over the top fruity or anything like that, but... And there's like a pepperiness as well and slight herbiness, and it's what you expect from a beer of this style. Anyway, I'm really... I don't remember when I poured it last time, it being this bright actually. I don't know. I'm probably just drinking it in low light. Anyway, enough waffling. Let's get on with the scoffling. It doesn't really work, does it? Anyway, chin chin. Straight away you're picking up that rye. It tastes like a rye bread, and it's got quite a body to it. Not really too heavy, but it's not too light. That carbonation works really well to help it swirl around your mouth, but it is a heavy beer. Straight away you're going to take your time with a beer like this one. You could taste that just really strong rye character. But even though the body's a little bit heavy, that carbonation like fizzles on your tongue. And it's still fizzling now, and it leaves you with actually quite a dry finish. So you want to get in there and carry on. But you're getting those like Weizenbock sort of characteristics. You're getting that yeastiness, you're getting that breadiness, you're getting that banana sort of flavours as well. And you're picking up those hops too. I'm not too sure what hops they've used for this one. If they've used any specific hops that you wouldn't usually find in a beer of this style. But you are picking up the hops there. They have a presence. It's not a hoppy beer by any stretch, don't get me wrong. Not really a hoppy beer, but you are picking it up in there. And yeah, it's a really nice, robust, not too smoky. It's got those characteristics. It's almost got characteristics of a stout as well that I'm picking up. Like a nice, dry, roasty stout. There are roasted notes, but again, that's probably coming from that rye. But yeah, that rye, it's rye forward, it's rye all the way through. And if you like your rye bread, then you're going to really enjoy this one. But I could definitely see that this will not be for everyone. It's just got that feel about it, but it's got a sense of celebration about it. And yeah, it's a very solid beer. But like I've said time and time again, wheat beers I can only enjoy every now and then, and that's why I've saved this beer till last, because I didn't want to go through the bottles, because I really wanted to take my time with it. But it's a good bock, and it's definitely it can contend with the likes of Schneiderweisse and other various breweries who are well known in Germany and the rest of the world for their wheat beers. And it's one of those beers where they could carry on this beer, and I think it would do very well. But yeah, just look how murky that is. It's like, and this isn't a criticism, it reminds me of when like there's been plumbing work and your water gets a bit brown. That's what it reminds me of. But thankfully it tastes and smells, you know, a lot better than that. And I'm not saying that it's an ugly beer, but some might not really, it might be a bit too heavy on the palate and a bit too heavy on the gut. The alcohol you're not detecting at all. Maybe a slight bit of alcohol warmth as it's going down, but again, I'm attributing that to the rye characteristics. I'm not sure if, you know, rye can do that when it's in beer. But yeah, all in all, yeah, it's got a nice slight fruitiness at the end and a nice bitterness. The bitterness reminds me of a stout in that regard. But yeah, it's a very solid beer, and in terms of it being a celebration beer, anniversary beer for the purity laws, it definitely takes you back to when the laws were in place and you'd imagine what beers would taste like. It's got that rustic feel to it, if you catch my meaning. And yeah, if you like your heavy wheat beers that you can just drink on their own, take your time with, enjoy every flavour, there's like elements of the Rauch beer in there as well. It's just all this like characteristics. It reminds me of one of those beers where they've taken different styles and put it into maybe like a cask, let it age a little bit. It's got, I don't know if it was aged, I'm not too sure, but it's got those feelings. And it's got these characteristics of different styles, and they all come together really nicely for a really nice brew. So in terms of a rating, very high quality, but because it's not really my favourite type of style, I think the best that I can give this is 7.5, 8 out of 10. Very high quality beer, but for the right person, you know, you're going to absolutely love this one, and I think Spital have done a great job. And I could definitely see this one being popular if they decided to, you know, keep it as one of their beers or put it in the manufacturer line. But I'm not sure if this will be a purely limited release. Anyway, it's a 7.5, 8 out of 10 from me. Like I was saying, that's the last Spital review for a while. Even though there are a few beers that I can still pick up and try, so you know, expect more reviews in the future. Check out my other Spital reviews down below. Check out my Bock reviews if you want to as well. I'll put that playlist down below. Check out Spital. Once again, a massive thank you to Isabella for providing me with these beers. It's been fantastic and I've enjoyed all three of them. This has probably been my second favourite. Summer Ale was good, but it just lacked things for my palate anyway. But then you take into consideration that it's a session pale ale and it's good for the German drinkers who aren't really used to craft beer. But that festival pale ale, absolutely out of this world, and this is a high quality beer too. So anyway, waffled on way too long enough. Thank you for watching, and if you've tried this beer, if I've got any German viewers, then let me know your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to the channel for more beer reviews. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram if you're into that sort of thing, and I shall hopefully see you for the next beer review. Cheers guys.